ready, so are the players. PDP says it is going to be a level playing field amid fears of imposition as the party plans a comeback in 2019. Will they get it right? And the 9 candidates in the party's chairmanship race have been screened. Is the PDP planning an impunity-free convention? As the clock ticks, the politics gets thicker. Many thanks for joining in, everyone. This is Politics Today live on Channels Television. I'm Shion Kimbaloye in the nation's capital, Abuja, where venue checked, but security concerns raised. Candidates screened, but they have reservations. Delegates are ready, but will have to wait till tomorrow to decide who leads the People's Democratic Party. In less than 24 hours, the People's Democratic Party will elect new executives for the party. The Eagle Square in Abuja will play host to 2,800 delegates from across the nation. So you would by now know it's a big political event attracting the country's political heavyweights. So the party says the time is now. They are not leaving anything to chance. And one way to do that is to plan and plan well. Where the National Convention Committee Chairman, Governor Fanyi Okowa, and his team made a final check at the venue of the convention, all seems set. Now, with what we've seen today, the candidates have also been screened, but that is not even the story. As before this decision day, the story is still about zoning and micro-zoning. Chief Bode George, one of the candidates from the Southwest, is foreseeing a consequential fallout. Listen to him.
The major issue that is going, we will have a very serious concern for is how do you manage the fallout of this. This is the first time in the history of this party that a zone is being put against another zone. It never happened.
His counterpart, Uche Secondus, from the South, is not buying the micro-zoning story. He says experience should supersede any of the sentiments being thrown around.
Had spoken in the last convention that the issue of zoning the presidency, the zone the presidency to the 19 states of the North with no exclusion in the North. And they also zone the chairmanship to the 17 states in the South. So everybody is from the South. As long as you are Southerner, you are free to contest. No, never in history that you will disregard the institutional memory and experience. I've never seen where experience is put down for those who have no experience at all.
Well, remember, for the chairmanship seat of the People's Democratic Party, it is a southern affair. There was a micro-zoning exclusively to the southwest. Then the party's leadership through the race open to the entire south. Well, let's get into the conversation now, everyone, shall we? We have joining me a former political advisor to former President Moru Yaradua, Dr. Akilu, joins us on the program, and also Mr. Shegun Shomi, chieftain of the People's Democratic Party. They join us on the program tonight. Many thanks, gentlemen, for joining us on the program tonight.
Thank you, Shegun.
Let me begin with you, Dr. Akilu. Does everything look set from the point of view of the delegate and the candidates, considering the kind of concerns that they have raised? PDP has not done this in a long time, an election of this magnitude.
Well, all things fantastically said, given the fact that there is high spirit, the level of enthusiasm is extremely high. I have never seen this kind of enthusiasm since the formation of this party. The last time I see this kind of thing was in Jos in 1999 when we elected Olusegun Obasanjo as the party's flag bearer in the 1999 presidential election. The spirit is very high. There is a lot of enthusiasm among delegates. Virtually every delegate is in Abuja. The contestants, 9 of them to the position, executive position of national chairmanship position, are in place. Yes, in the democracy you have contests. Yes, in the democracy you have disagreements. Yes, in the democracy you also can resolve your matters. And we'll resolve those matters tomorrow.
It will be interesting, but I will ask you this question because it's a major concern. What is the implication if you heard what Chief Body Judge said there, that there will be a fallout, either for good or for bad? There will be a fallout. If a Southerner emerges as a chairman of the party, what do you think could happen?
The party has been very proactive, and that's why we have in place a post-election reconciliation committee under Governor Dixon of Bayelsa to handle any kind of fallout that may emerge after tomorrow's election. It is not unlikely that you have a contest of this nature and there is no fallout. There must be fallout. It is, in essence, one mark of the fact that PDP is not only back, but is the leading party in this country today, because if the party is in a very poor shape, you not experience this kind of enthusiasm to the extent that people will be complaining if X happens, then Y will follow, or if A happens, B will follow, and so on. It's all signs of positive things to come.
Okay, it's interesting to see those positive things coming. This is perhaps a moment, Mr. Shawumi, that the party has been looking forward to. Over 2 years since the party got beaten at the elections. Now, this is a moment. How crucial is this election for the PDP?
Well, thank you, Sheol. I'll just say very straightforward that tomorrow's convention and elective congresses is a referendum for the party, first within the members and also to the generality of Nigerians. If we have a fair, a free, a transparent delegate election, and we don't get the impression that some of the high players or some of the privileged men will undermine the process, then PDP is back and is alive. If we get to the convention and we for whatever reason, God forbid, we embarrass ourselves, or better put, they embarrass themselves, the top leaders of the party who have the tendencies to always manipulate things, then obviously we would have been gathering in the Eagle Square to sing the Nook de Metis. We went to Port Harcourt twice. There is a history here. It was expected that in the first Port Harcourt, all things should have been done properly. Spare them their own names, but they know themselves. They bungled it. We went to Port Harcourt the second time. Spare the same tendencies, their names, but they know themselves. They bungled it. We came to Abuja for the non-elective. Another person superseded and took charge of that. It seemed to be, it went well. We're coming to a very, very, very crucial election, delegate election tomorrow. Hopefully, those that are driving, and I have a lot of confidence in Governor Kowa, and I say this with every sense of emphasis. I sat through the meetings, I watched his body language, I watched his temerity, I watched his discipline. I'm just hoping that he'll be able to follow through on it. The design and the plan is such that all the delegates and all the candidates will be treated fairly, they will be treated well, and the processes will be transparent.